Dell, I think that's a very famous case story where they reduced the cash-to-cash cycle from something like 56 days to -4 days, long time ago. And these are all supply chain miracles. So the key point is this. If traditional companies and the supply chain professionals working in them can find a way to emulate new companies to use the supply chain concepts, they can maximize the value significantly. And I will add to that not only for yourself, it's almost a duty to go and teach this to your peers, to your heads of finance, of marketing, of sales, CEOs, to board of directors. So let's talk about latest advances in supply chain management. As executives respond to fundamental shift in global economies and technologies with wave after wave of transformation, most companies are grappling with massive resistance, with skepticism and change fatigue. Many insiders in the companies, they think the problems are so big that they are just unsolvable. Other insiders, they don't even see a problem. And I see both of them every day in my work. Even the brand name management consultants who traditionally used to be quite successful with their cookie cutter approach, they had a model and they just use it day after day. It's not working anymore. Why? So if you can find a fast and effective path to get over the resistance and skepticism, and to process the complexity, clarify the ambiguity, and engage the skeptics, you will succeed in the business transformation. And all the latest advances in supply chain management are really geared towards this. So let's talk about what are these. So since supply chain management was invented, it has gone through massive change. But successful business transformation, they are very rewarding on one hand. And you hear stories about all the successful business transformations in press, in Forbes and in Straits Times and newspapers. But they're also very, very difficult. About 15 years ago, basically, it was quite usual to send a whole team on a team building exercise, and they all come back energized and they want to do their best for the company. But those days are gone now. Today, people come back and basically the reality hits, and they're back to their entrenched positions inside the company. And systems and processes, they are useful to change. But if you don't change the underlying structures and execution around those processes, you won't achieve the change that you're looking for. That's the reason why agile corporations today collect data and information at every node in the supply chain, like Chris was saying, and use that data. And people talk about big data. I mean, for supply chain, big data is still small data, because we are floating in data. You use that data quite critically to do planning and optimization at every node of supply chain. So modern businesses, they are now evolving into business-to-business network. Now this diagram is very complex and I won't get too much into it, but I'll explain. These are three different companies which are sort of working around a single consumer. So if you look at the consumer, this orange triangle in the middle, that's the end customer for, let's say, iPhone. But if you think Apple makes everything, that's a mistake, because the screen comes from somebody else who has actually invented the screen. The software might be somebody else, and of course there's a whole universe of apps, people who make the apps for iPhone. So it's not just three companies, it's probably many more companies out there who are, in the end, creating value for that end consumer, which is the iPhone that you hold in your hand. They're all working in their own self-interest, but somehow, by magic, you're getting the best user experience that has ever been created in the mobile phone industry. So there's another very effective example. I spoke about Zara. Chris spoke about Zara. It's a very interesting case study.